Bros program. You can check them out here on Ironic Radio Network. 8-Bit Bros. That's number 8. Then bit. Then bros. One word. I strongly encourage you to stay tuned for that. And if you want, they also have a Facebook page and a much better live show. Anyway, 8-Bit Bros, 8 p.m. Ironic Radio Network.
It's 8 o'clock, and you know what that means.
Oh, what up, people? Welcome back to another episode of the 8-Bit Bros. It is the early edition. We have a great show planned for you this evening. With that being said, not a kid-friendly show. Adult language, adult content. Do the right thing, people. Put your kids in the closet.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yo, 8-Bit Bros, Tuesday, the early edition. Center box gets a square.
What up, people?
Yeah, to the left, me, Web Boy. To the right, 846 miles south, the one and only Thumpin' Loud. And up above us is the lovely J7.
Hello.
What up? What up, all these people on the internet listening in? Look at you all. Wow. What up, people?
Man, look at that. Bananas.
Really? Seriously?
Is it because we took last week off?
Could be.
Oh,
Or last Thursday, rather? Not
found
week.
out what happened with the dandelion.
What?
Remember I told you we ended up with like a 200-300 person viewership at one point and held
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
We were hosted by Gathalion.
Oh, really?
Wow,
Yeah, he rated the
nice.
dandelion.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what we said when
Very
we found out
cool.
how it happened. We were like,
Oh,
"Holy
man.
cow. Are you kidding me?"
Right?
That's cool.
That is fucking cool. There's no doubt about that. It's
Yeah,
definitely cool.
During the Valhelm stream, which we are still all actively playing, except I think now we've split out the private servers running solo runs.
Game's getting a lot of press.
What is it? 2 million in 2 weeks?
Yep. Yep.
For a game that nobody thought about.
Yep. What's the full name of that game?
Yeah, sure. Like that's a thing. I mean, it just says Valheim.
Is that okay? I
Yeah,
wasn't
there's
sure.
nothing additional to it. That's why I was like, what?
Yeah. Okay. No, I wasn't sure. I wasn't
I was like,
sure.
that's a really weird question. I thought we just said the name of it.
Well, now it's it's Fortnite, and then they have the name of their season now. Destiny.
Yeah,
does the
no,
same-
this game came out of nowhere and is just it hit the ground like Rust. It's just Minecraft. It's Valheim. It almost is a perfect pairing of those two games
Okay.
because you have the ability to shape the world the way you want it, build it, tear it down. It is necessary to mine items underground in certain biomes with a very, very abundant essence of how the biomes work. Some of them are absolutely terrifying, and that is cool. But yeah, from top to bottom, I mean, the game, I don't know, it's almost, it's insane. And it hits the right, like, buttons. Survival's not too difficult as far as, like, what your food and water intake type stuff. Like you don't have to worry about that too much. Stamina is like your biggest enemy, and then making sure when you decide to like leave your compound to go do whatever you got to go do, that you're just well supplied with like food for the trip out, and whatever type of what you need. Woot.
Sure. Yeah, I was just testing over here, seeing what
Mhm.
my reaction time is.
Yep, I was responding.
Yep. Like I
But
said, I got so much shit going on over here. I'm trying to monitor all sorts of crap.
I hear you. But yeah, I mean, I'm having a ton of fun with it. Like, we had a blast. We beat all the original 5 bosses that are in there. Um, as a group, like our whole group of the people over that were all in Angry Dandelion. I think at one point we maxed out at like maybe 8 consistent players, like just on tagging a boss.
Mm.
And we got through all the bosses. We got ourselves up to all the gear, and then everybody was like, "All right, so for the next part of our journey, what are we trying to do?" And everybody was like, "Let's start a new world." And then on top of starting a new world, we wanted to keep all of the stuff that we have. So we want to start out as this badass Viking that lived his life and is now in Valheim, a piece of Valhalla that you get to explore as a badass Viking from the life that you once lived. And so it's new game plushes is how we're treating it at this point, and you know, putting it down. Um, got really hella good gear, and so you find yourself more adventurous and wanting to get into more areas. The map alone is fucking ridiculous in exploration capability. Just capability alone is insane because the map is a circle, but it's a flat Earth.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Boyle, it's what it is it's a plane of Valhalla where you're kind of in purgatory of a sorts,
Hmm.
battling these gods. There are 5 currently in game. There are 9 total to be released, I think, is what the plan is. Um, each have very specific skill sets that they drop for you to be able to use in the world as you're doing things. So you find yourself, once you get portals in the game, you find yourself like bouncing back and forth to the stones and changing your trophy power. Um, like the Elder, you want that when you're chopping down trees because it gives you a nice boost in just the ability to just swing an axe and destroy the trees.
Good.
You know, then there's if you're going to be exploring and sailing around the world and just going all over the place and doing stuff like that, well, you always want the wind at your back, right? You don't ever want to
Hmm.
be running into the wind everywhere you go. Like then it's like Sea of Thieves all over again. Like every time you're trying to do something, then you're running into the wind, and it's like, damn it, can I just get somewhere? So with this, there's the last boss that you beat drops, or no, the second to last boss is a dragon, and its power, when you activate it, puts the wind to your back. So while you're out selling around and checking everything out, and you always want to be going somewhere and at the most efficient speed, boom, got this little fan basically to put behind you and just go. And so
Hmm.
I think the deer gives you like strength in combat, and the blob gives you a defensive bonus, and but yeah, that's all are interesting. Take the bone mass one, the blob guy. His defensive bonuses, and the last boss gives you defensive bonus against elements. And elements in the game so far are like various poison damage. You have incendiary arrows, like fire arrows that you can do. So there's fire damage. Um, so you got fire, poison, and then there's one other one. Um, it's kind of, I guess, Frost would be the other one, like an ice power, because you do have a hammer that does like frozen power, and there is a couple like enemies out in the world that have the ability to do that as well. Like drakes do freeze damage when you're running around up in the mountains, and that's the only place to get silver. Which where we were for a while was like the highest tier gear that you could get, but now we're all in like padded metal, which is like black metal and cloth, like
I see.
a sponge string that you actually have to have like a loom to do. Yeah, they do that like that once you get into like the end game stuff, like with where our group ended up, like you have to have a pretty decent sized space to hold all of what you got to be doing. You've got your workbench, your forge table are the first two items that you're trying to get. But in order to upgrade those, there are all these tiny little pieces of things that you need. Like you need an anvil to sit next to the forge table. You need a forge blower. You need a forge cooler. You need, and all of these things make it so you can craft better and better and better and better stuff. So the leveling in your skills level, and then you lose some on death. So your wood cutting is up to 20, and then you get killed, and you lose like 3 points of wood cutting, and you're like, damn it, now I gotta go out and I gotta cut more trees. And
It's like Minecraft.
yeah, dude, it's
Your levels.
yeah. So that's why I say it's kind of Minecraft, but it's also kind of Rust. It's with the way it works, it's a ton of fun, just a ton of fun, and that's why there's 2 million players, and that's why they hit the number of 360,000 concurrent players. If you go to their Steam page, they just dropped all the information about like the past 2 weeks. There's already a roadmap for what developments that they've got going on, what they're trying to get done in a certain amount of time. They're really keen on fixing game-breaking glitches, and have went as far as to call one that people were using a hack. In its description, they said people using the hack teleport hack.
Okay.
And so what it was is you could set a chest outside of a teleport. You can't teleport metal from point A to point B. In a teleport, you have to float it through your boat if you're on different islands.
I see.
Or you have to walk it from one end of the island to the other if you're that far away. You can't use teleports. And so the workaround was you put a chest right outside of your teleport, put your metal in it, and then open the teleport, get started going through the teleport, snap that box open real quick, and grab the metal out of it. Because once you snap the box open, you're in the box. That's it. Even if you're on the other side of the teleport, you're in the box. So you just grab all the shit while you're in the box.
Oh.
And so that was one thing that people were doing. And then they fixed that after calling it a hack, and then people figured out that you could take the carts through the teleports. So they started loading the carts down with shit and taking them through the teleport. So now carts detach when you go through the teleport. Like there's all these little things where they're like, no, motherfuckers, life is meant to be hard. Stop. You gather these metals in other areas, you have to put them on the boat, and you have to get them back to your place.
Yeah,
It's
no
like, but
shortcuts.
that's really difficult. And it's like, don't care.
Yeah.
Life is
Break your
hard.
shortcuts. Now, good try. Yep, we'll break them shortcuts for you.
Yeah. So that's essentially what they've been doing, and doing a lot of minor little bug fix type stuff. Like the game is polished as just all as it could be. Like it's great. Like graphics are PS2 at best.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing people who don't know about the game at all, when you see them in people's Twitter feeds or when you see them in Twitch chats or when you see them in whatever social media or social platform that you may be on and you see Valheim and somebody who's new to it, they're like, is this game supposed to look this shitty? And then they sit back for a little bit and watch this shitty looking game play better than any early release game that's ever this game is a triple A title and it runs so smooth. And I think the graphic compensation that was made is why everything else works so well. Like all of the detail into everything else about how the game works, all the calculations that need to be done on that side to make sure like combat and health and damage scaling and like because you got a 10-person world with damage scaling. I think that's another reason why the size of the servers are limited to 10 people as well, is it's the mesh of all of these things that come together, and it's like this is this game in alpha form. It's perfect. If you do the
Wow.
game this way and let it stay this way, it's perfect. Because I think if they up the graphic quality and tried to do something on RTX level, I think it would break.
Yeah.
I think it would break the game. I think the game would have tremendous amount of problems. They already had to go in. There were people with major rigs who could not run this in Ultimate for some reason, and it was these weird little fixes where you had to go in and like modify how your graphic processing was doing,
Mm.
but guaranteed like 60 frames. I've never had a problem, and I know I'm running on a little outdated material here. I've never had a problem running the game and maintaining, for the most part, 60 FPS. So I don't understand how like they run into a problem on the big end of it, but it's got to be like WoW at that point, because you don't need anything to run WoW, and you don't need to run WoW in ultimate settings to play WoW at its maximum of experience. Like
Right.
WoW looks what WoW looks like, whether you run it in ultimate or not. It, like it just is, and it doesn't take a whole beefy thing to run it either. So,
Hmm.
and that's kind of the glory of this game too. And if you put your mind behind the fact that this is Minecraft styling, but almost with better graphics. That's the weird part.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've watched a bit of gameplay on it. It certainly looks like a fun fucking game.
Oh, dude, we've had a ton of it, and we're all having fun in it solo too. Like we're still hitting all our solo games, but we're getting in our group chat. And we're like, "Yo, just found this. Yo, just found this." Sharing screens and shit like that through Discord, and being like, "Look, check out this." And like right now, I've got a cool starter place. I saw it, and it has these 5 little islands around it. And I was like, oh, let me go ahead and make these loops around these islands. And then between 2 of those islands, I saw something a little off in the distance, and I was like, screw it, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to hit that island.
Right.
And I go traveling that coastline. Next thing I know, I'm not far away from the edge of the world. Like it's turned into a continent, not an island. It's got a meadow, black forest, mist forest, swamp, plains, like all the biomes. There's a mountain like randomly in the middle of it as well. Like it's got everything, and I'm like, this is sweet. I've got the best continent so far.
Like that perfect seed.
Yeah, well right now my trader's on it as well. And the
Right.
trader, those who don't know, there are easy and there are hard seeds to find your trader. And he can be in good or absolutely horrible locations. I shared a screenshot from a stream into Discord with the guys over there, and Eddie Monster on Twitch was going for days. I think he spent 3 days of like his 8-hour stream or longer just sailing the world looking for the trader bag to pop up. And he goes and he's circling and going out and doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. And for 3 days, he did not find this thing. And when he finally found it, it was way the hell out towards the edge of the map. And that would be a nightmare scenario to just have to keep up with the gold,
Sure.
because once you've explored that much space, if you were doing that solo and that was your seed, you would have chest and chest and chest and chest and chest and chest of gold because gold stacks at 999, and chests are kind of a problem in the game. Like that is storage space is something that definitely needs some tweaking.
Hmm.
There's 3 chests available in the game. There's a personal storage chest, which is pretty tiny. It's probably got enough to put your like gear in, and this is your gear. So when you're going to go out and do things, flop your gear on. Um, the regular chest is only got like 12 spots in it, and stack size is limited based on the item. So certain items only stack to 10, certain items only stack to 20, certain items stack to 50. And then the arrows and stuff like that, some items stack to 100. But so when you get carrots that stack to 50 and you're trying to run a kitchen for 10 people and it takes a shit ton of carrots to do anything, you end up with a box of carrots real quick.
Okay.
And then now that means you need another box for the other ingredient that goes with the carrot, and that means you need what is it? Carrots and mushrooms. Yeah. So you need a box of mushrooms. And then the other one is turnips and raw meat. So you end up with a box of turnips and a box of raw meat. And now you're looking at these boxes continue to take up more and more space inside the area that you've already got, like cooking stuff, which you got to make more cooking pot, like cooking things, because when people bring in like meats, in order to cook the meats, you got to put them on a spit kind of thing. And the spit only holds 2 items. So you end up putting like 2 or 3 spits over top of one campfire. And then when you get to the place of like storage is definitely something that like you are managing it's Tarkov level type of management to try and get from like to move a base requires a group of people.
Wow. Okay. Cool. I have been into. Okay, so there are 2 games that I am interested in right now, other than Destiny, of course.
I played my first
There's
84 minutes yesterday.
of Destiny.
Yes.
Pretty cool. I like the new season. There's a lot going on. There's some things I need to figure out. Like, what? Like, what is this hammer? And why do we have the helm? Like,
Wait, why do we have the helm when only Osiris and the Crow are in there? Why is everybody else you talk to in that motherfucker via hologram, and the only people that are
Yeah.
in that motherfucker are Osiris and fucking Crow?
yeah, I don't really understand why we needed this whole other separate space.
Useless Crow.
Like,
That's the war room.
well, okay, but I guess my question here is, why have this brand new space while it looks like they built a brand new space? Like, why couldn't we just get the old tower back?
Because it's still not done being built yet.
Yeah, but this interfered in that construction project.
Yeah, like from a logistical standpoint, like,
Yeah.
if you were gonna build a whole new space from scratch, why didn't you just repair the old tower?
Well, and the thing is how this isn't even accessible the way it's supposed to be. Like, you can't
Right.
walk into
No.
this space. This space is a quarantined area. It is
Yeah.
experiencing COVID right now.
Yeah,
Right.
well,
You can't even go over there. You have to fly in. It's like very hermetically sealed.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, and only people in there are Crow and Osiris. Everybody else is hologrammed in. You
Yeah.
teleport and they're like, "What's up?" They're like, "Yeah." So Zavala wants to talk to you. He's over here at this table.
yeah.
You have to see him virtually.
Well,
Yeah.
they do fucking Zoom with the Cabal leader also.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all
Oh yeah, but it's like, oh my God, they have COVID too. It's
yeah,
like
everything's hologram.
they're zooming in.
Yeah,
they're
it's a
zooming
weird
everybody.
feel, dude. I didn't think that kind of feeling was going to cross over into Destiny as a part of the gameplay. It's like, what the
Well,
This is weird.
weird. What talk about when you're watching the intro video?
Do
and
I always
everyone's-
have to wear my mask on the
they have
tower now?
masks on.
Well, do
Like
I always
they're-
have to wear my mask at the tower now? I mean,
I guess so.
I can't come up there maskless anymore? Are they going to take that feature away and now everybody just wears a mask at the tower?
But who's to say this is a new area? I mean, isn't this the war room from the very beginning of after the tower got blown up when Zavala and
It resembles it a lot, yes.
So I don't think it's
But
a
Yeah.
big
but
area.
it's with what they're showing it as. They're showing it as a section of the new tower.
Yeah. Even like if you look at it on the map, it looks like it's right above the annex somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, like why is it up there? Why is it up there? I don't understand what's going on here.
I have to get up and
And
look around up there. I didn't do that.
if you look out the window, it looks like it's somewhere above the hangar, which makes even less sense because that means it's on the opposite side of the building.
Yeah, but that doesn't look like the right hangar either when you look down in there.
No. Does not.
Hmm.
Yeah, that looks like a different, like a totally different area.
I don't know. I wonder if it's gonna turn out that it actually is the old tower, and we're just, we're not allowed to go there yet.
Well,
or
they
something like
haven't
that.
they haven't repaired the external vendor locations yet.
Yeah.
We'll say that's the lockers aren't repaired yet, and the vendor locations aren't repaired yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there can't be much less of left of Tess Everest's fucking space there. And there's a war going on. That whole shit was blown up. But this whole hammer thing, okay, it's 2 days into this game, and I can already see it's going to be another 8 weeks of repetition.
Well, everybody knew that going into what this was. Everybody was already settled in on the fact that this was going to be almost what they just called recycled content. Like it's another Cabal, it's another da da da. It's not even really an adventure into the darkness so much.
No.
When you confront this enemy, it's just somebody
all
else
of
who wants to talk about the darkness.
Well, okay, wait a minute. None of the new stuff is repeated, except for the 2 new strikes that are not new, that are D1 strikes.
Right.
Yeah, which ones did they bring back?
Yeah, but I'm saying like enemy types being
Fallen.
recycled in styling of arena events being recycled.
Oh, yeah, we're
that's-
not getting any new enemy types.
No.
I don't, until at least Witch Queen, if then, but we did kind of sort of get some variety with the Fallen and Beyond Light, where some of them are using the darkness, or some of them are using stasis,
Right, which was also
Yeah.
just like how we got the Scourge from the Fallen. It's another.
Oh, the Scorn.
Yeah,
Well,
Scorn.
the Scorn are different. The Scorn, like, teleport.
Yeah.
I guess it's like the same character model with some modifications, but
Well,
they don't behave the same way.
they were Fallen Scorn, so.
Yeah, the Scorn are supposed to be like Fallen that started inhaling
Fallen.
fallen,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah, they're
they
the double down.
inhale, like dark ether, and they get brought back from the dead and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like narratively they could have done a lot more with the Scorn,
Yes.
because they're basically like zombie Fallen.
Yeah, it was so useless too.
Yeah, because I would have liked to have seen no Prince involved with them, and then them with like their own leadership and like basis. Like they could have really gone with their personal leadership instead of
Yeah.
bringing out an outside to control
Right.
them still. Because that's why the Fallen have the opinion and don't like being called Fallen to begin with, is because it's a subclass of reference to who they are.
Yes. Yeah, it's like a kind of a
A slander.
backhanded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Like,
slander, straight up. We'll just call
Yeah.
call it what it is. An accepted slander of the time and space that the game all takes place.
Yeah.
So, But it's been voiced very much that they're like, that's not what we are.
Right. No, they're called the Elixni.
The Elixni, yeah.
Yeah. Which and they're really interesting. Like I feel like the Hive have the most fleshed out origin story
Oh,
of all
yeah.
the villains in the game. But they're pretty interesting too. Like this is a Bungie trope at this point when it comes to Destiny. But we have the villain that gets introduced at the beginning of the expansion. In this case, it was Aramis. And when you finish the campaign, she's like, "Prepare the body," and you're like, "Okay, I guess I'm gonna go do the raid now." And then you do the raid, and she's nowhere to be found. There's other stuff happening in the raid, but I thought she was gonna be in the raid somehow. So she's just sitting out there, and we're told explicitly that she's not dead. She's just caught up in this stasis, you know,
Uh-huh.
thing, right? So she's just sitting there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's gonna happen? Like, what's good? What's good, Bungie? Are you gonna wrap up her story at any point? She's just sitting there, reaching for the pyramid. Interesting, because if you paid any attention to like the lore, the whole thing with the Elixni is that they were abandoned by the Traveler.
Right.
Kind of like it was fixing to do to humanity, kind of is what we're gathering. But
the Guardians, yes.
yeah, well, no, to like humanity, like when the darkness arrived during the collapse, apparently the Traveler was about to dip out, and then Rasputin shot it, and that's why it's got that butt part missing.
Yeah.
Right? It's got that like butt part missing, and there's that shard. So even when we had that event at the beginning of the at the beginning of the on light, and it was like repairing itself, strategically missing the butt part.
Yeah. The shard is still.
It's still sitting out there.
Where it's at.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So like, I don't know. It's just, we saw the Fallen kind of pleading with the Traveler, or the Elixni kind of pleading with the Traveler, and we learned that the world they came from is called Reese, and yeah, like and you see, we're told that like Aramis felt all sorts of ways about the Traveler abandoning her people.
Yep.
And now it looks like the darkness abandoned her too. Like that is, I feel like they could have done so much more with that.
And everybody sides with us. That's the weird part. Like supposedly in all of this, everybody sided with us.
Somehow the darkness is all up in our grill. Yeah, the darkness is like, "Oh, you want some free powers? Here's some free powers."
Our ghost is like, "Dude, what are you doing?" And then by the end of it, even your ghost is like, "Oh no, I mean, you seem to be doing all right with it. I guess it's okay." It's like,
Yeah.
What? Wait, hold on, what?
Yeah.
Now everybody's okay with the darkness. Everybody's okay with the light. Both of these can coexist. It's okay. We're no longer fighting each other, and now we get a new rhino.
That was new. I didn't know that female Cabal had tusks. Who knew?
There you go.
That is just exciting AF.
Makes you wonder how many you've run into.
None. Because they would have had tusks, right?
Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
Dominus Gaul was a dominus chauvinist.
Kind of, sorta.
Yep.
Was he though?
I mean, it was an all-boy army. Or could it be another thing? Maybe he just didn't swing with the queen here.
Yeah, right.
Well, I think the whole deal. Well,
But
no, actually, didn't.
I thought our only love was between a Titan and a Warlock. But
A Titan and then Awoken, you mean?
okay,
And the
yeah,
Awoken Queen.
yep, that too.
How much-
uh,
I mean,
how
we also
far-
have the brother sister relationship that's kind of weird between.
that was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I much prefer the Shax Marisov booty call.
I mean,
Okay.
That happened. You
Yes.
guys didn't hear that story?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I was just thinking it over. Like, okay.
You're like, yeah, booty call between these two fictional characters, whatever.
How many? How much upgrades have you guys done to your hammer?
I am not anywhere near where I need to be on my hammer because I'm
I'm
not
not-
sure how to like.
I played
even-
84 minutes, man.
84. Okay, 84 minutes.
Yeah, so you probably did like the intro mission plus some stuff plus some mayhem.
No, did not get into the mayhem because all I've seen is complaints all over the internet about mayhem.
About mayhem? Who's complaining about mayhem? I will smack that bitch.
Well, there are a bunch of the Destiny community who are raging over trials and mayhem because it seems that people just want to
Mayhem.
do whatever they can to suck the fun out of the game mode.
Does seem that way.
I agree with the cheating problem. That
For
definitely-
trials?
For trials.
Oh
yeah.
God, I heard some horror, but I've been out of trials for so long now that I don't even worry about that shit. But yeah, I keep hearing more. The horror stories never go away when it comes to trials.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
for mayhem, it's just unlimited super, guys. Just like Nova bomb them in the face. They can't cheat if you're Nova bombing them in the face.
It's hard to Nova bomb people when you're frozen.
And there's a frozen thing too. There's a bunch of ice, there's Nova bombs. Mayhem is just fun. Mayhem is just pure wholesome fun. I guess I'm playing on console though. I imagine it's different for PC players because the cheating's a lot more rampant there.
Yes. It's a nightmare on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, harder to cheat on console.
Yep, but you know that the worlds are going to be colliding soon.
That's right.
I'm concerned about that. I feel like you should have to opt in. Can you opt in? I feel like I should have a choice as to whether I want to play with a bunch of cheaters.
There should be an option. There are several games that do that as well. That's another thing about Valheim.
Mm.
PvP is optional. You can turn it on or off. I mean, it's 10 of your buddies in a world anyway. I mean, if you want to form two little clans and go at it for a while, you can do that.
Right.
Yeah, you can turn PvP on. It's great.
I feel like you should be able to opt in into whether you want to be part of the like cross-play pool.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
it should be an on-off option. There was another game that does do that. Which one was it? Oh man, it was one of the cross-play games that it is an option in their settings to for console players to not have PC players in their games.
Yeah, I would definitely be in that camp until they solve the rampant cheating problem, which who knows when that'll be.
How do you feel about the changes to the vendors?
I like it.
I'm just a little upset I didn't get to shove all my coins down Shax's fucking throat.
Oh my god.
Wait, you didn't?
Nope.
You did it?
Even I did that.
I called it Tokens and Tacos Night.
Oh,
All I did
I bet that was fun.
Hit X and eat tacos.
Well, I was down a couple of days with a pinched nerve, and the only thing I could do was lay in bed. So it was like, and fucking Destiny wasn't even installed on my Xbox upstairs. I don't know why. I have no idea why. 3 fucking Xboxes in this house, and only one has Destiny on it for some reason.
That's bananas.
Yeah, I know. And and then I forgot, and then I was like, oh shit. I mean, I guess I'll throw them out now. It's 5,000 something.
Oh, you can get. I think the spider will give you some glimmer or something for it.
Yeah.
Nah.
No,
Yeah.
they said for 3 weeks after this patch, they were going to be running an exchange
Yeah.
to where Spider would help you get rid of some of the crap
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that you accidentally let go into crap. It's not going to be for the same turnaround.
right, because I did junk some shit at Spider, fucking simulation seeds or some shit
Yep,
like that.
simulation seeds were another thing that we're going to be able to planetary materials that are going away.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And this way, they're telling you not coming back.
Right.
Right. Right.
Because remember, we've had planetary materials before that stuck around after spaces didn't exist to collect them.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean,
And they
it was
broke the.
awesome because I never used to trade in my tokens. I'd be like, whatever, Shax,
either.
you keep those tokens.
Oh, I'm sitting on fish, even for
I
the
was
fucking.
sitting
Oh,
on thousands of them.
I mean,
But
where
I
am I?
made out like a boss. I got a bunch of enhancement cores and a bunch of legendary shards. So that's good.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do was the shards because fucking Spider's so goddamn expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm fucking level 317 with Banshee.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And did you guys notice how you're now able to get your bounties from orbit?
That I
No.
have not noticed yet.
On the app. You can go on the app
Yeah, when you're in orbit. Yeah.
and down and get your bounties that way. That saves so much freaking time. I can't even tell you. The app is remarkably well developed.
It's the same thing with I think you can do that through DIM also,
Um
which is just
okay.
way better.
DIM Bungie.net is slow right now. I just went to DIM because I was like, let me check out my vendor rank.
Oh yeah, I've looked through some of them here. Banshee 300, 317, Zavala 223, and I could probably push that up to 400 if I wanted to shove coins down his throat. Like,
But will he take the coins though? I
no,
think he stopped taking them.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
they're all dead.
Yeah.
I'm level 4 on the war table already.
How?
Because he's an addict.
Because all you had to do is read your quests and it tells you how to upgrade it. I read all the lore, but not paying attention to my seasonal reward screen.
Oh, you mean the challenges. Okay.
First 4 of them get you to level 4.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
Kill
okay.
250 Cabal with a rocket launcher. Well, I got a fucking rocket launcher that pretends it wants to be a, I don't know, fucking cluster bomb tracking, shooting modules all over the fucking place. I jump up in the air and I can take out like 10 fucking things with it. Subline Zero, Sub-Zero, whatever the fuck that one is, but it's got elemental capacitor on it, and it's arc, so it just shoots out a fucking net of shit that kills everything. But yeah, I mean, you get to go around slap people.
Oh yeah, I'm way behind you, but 179 with Banshee.
Do you guys like what they did with the challenges? Like what he was talking about? They took away pretty much all the weekly, most of the weekly bounties.
Hold on, let me look at what I currently have as far as.
Some of the weeklies are gone. I mean,
some of the weeklies are gone. That's the weird part. Not all of the weeklies, because I was ready for the weeklies to be gone, and then I went into a place and there was a weekly bounty, and I'm like, what is it? Why is this here? I thought these were gone.
Yeah, it was weird. I think the Drifter still has some.
Yes,
and Hawthorne still has some.
Eris Morn, Shaw, and that's remember that's they have to end the Drifter. Oh no, Varix has weeklies.
Yeah, so like pretty much they just got rid of them for Zavala and Shax.
Yeah.
So maybe it was just all the all the
On
strike and crucible related ones. Oh, and Banshee
They
too.
don't have weeklies. Yeah.
And Banshee too. Yeah.
And now you can go and grab all the Venus weapons or from that entire expansion that you can't get anymore because, Whisper of the Worm, Outbreak, Legend Icarius, you can all pick that. You can pick them up at the kiosk.
Well, you have to do raids first.
No, you don't. Not for the
You
not for the weapons I just mentioned.
are any of those exotic?
Yeah, they're all exotics. They're from the no, not Forsaken. Where are they from? Shadowkeep? No. Where the fuck did it go? Red War. No, you don't need spoils.
What do you need?
A exotic cipher, 150,000 glimmer, 250 Dusklight shards, and 2 ascendant shards.
Damn. Okay, that's still steep.
Hold on.
Even
What level are
yeah.
you with Crow Web?
Crow. Where's Crow? Crow. 20.
Wow.
Wow, you did a lot of the Wrathborn hunts then.
No.
No, I didn't.
24. I'm level 24. So if I did more than he didn't do a lot.
No, I did the I just got more tokens.
I'm level 24 there. And I know I'm tried
What
to
are you
avoid doing
looking
these.
at?
We're in DIM. I'm in Destiny
DIM.
Manager.
Yeah.
I don't know if you run DIM at all. I don't know how you can get to it in other places. I don't know if you can do that through Destiny. Can you see that in Destiny's companion app thing?
I think so. Let me check.
I have no idea. But
it's
when I would
vendors
run
is
those-
what they're listed.
Yeah. When I would run all them fucking Wrathborn shits for the Crow, I would just fill up all my slots with extra telemetry. Go in there, blow the fucking stupid shit up in 12 seconds, and then just shove shit down his throat to unlock the tree. It's the same.
Doesn't say here what level I'm in.
The same thing I'm doing with my hammer. I have the entire middle of my hammer open already. And then 1 green to the left.
Okay. Yeah, I can't see.
I'd run
what
my
level.
required number on those weeklies, and I probably wouldn't even go every week there for a while.
Right. Yeah, so I didn't do a lot of shit. I mean, I didn't play for the last 2 weeks of the game.
Yeah, I don't think I did either.
I beat the high celebrate once, or whatever the fuck that thing is.
Yep.
I beat it
Mhm.
once. And
Yep.
that was enough for me. I did all 3. Now what I got to find is how do you do these fucking heroic exo challenges?
Oh, those are actually fun. I like those. And did you do Harbinger?
Where is it? How do I do one? Exo challenge in heroic mode. It's the next step. And it rotates. So this
Yeah, isn't it just selecting the mission?
Yeah, you
from
just go over to Exo Challenge and select a level on it.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. I tried it today.
Well, that would be weird that they didn't
did
give the
you-
selection
yeah.
option, because I swear there's a little fucking checkbox over there that says, which style of this do you want to do?
No, that's a hunt. Not the Exo challenge.
Yeah, so I think Exo Challenge was the same way.
I looked at that. I didn't see it. I'll look again, but
And did you do Harbinger?
no. I don't think so.
Because that's how you get the catalyst for the Hawk Moon. And you know how the original one.
I couldn't do it solo.
Oh yeah, no, it's hard to do solo.
Yeah, I couldn't get once I got in the little room after the damn shit, all hell broke loose.
Yeah, that thing, that is probably the hardest encounter in the whole.
And there's
You
3
know.
encounters, and the first one's supposed to be the hardest, right? 3 encounters? Yes, 3 encounters.
That's the second encounter.
Yeah, all hell breaks loose. I can't do it solo.
Yeah.
Trust me, I spent a good 4 hours trying to solo that.
Well, that's weird. I know Webb in Webb's D1 days was the first one of our group soloing Nightfalls and talk like on the day the Nightfall would drop. would solo a Nightfall, and then somebody would get on. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'll run it again with you." We're like, "What?"
Or I would be at the fucking final boss and everyone would join in. Well, look, web solo, join.
Yeah, who knows where he's at? Fucking we're like already at the end. That's what's up.
Yeah, dude, those Nightfalls were easier back then. Now with match game and shit like that, it's so hard to solo. I still haven't even soloed one of the fucking the way to get your exotic armor.
I think
And
that was kind of their point. I think they wanted to put the emphasis on the forming friendships and making teams.
yeah,
Like
I
that's
disagree.
their background motivation behind Destiny. They talk about it all the time when they talk about their game. Like every time they're talking about an experience in the game, they want to talk about you and your friends, you and the people you meet while you're out running around the world. Like they want to talk about the community aspect of what the game means.
Yeah.
It's their biggest promotion that they always put out there. Like it's always the focus of any conference they've had. You hear it over and over again.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, that's the community is really what makes Destiny, right? Like I mean, you can do things by yourself, but it's
Yeah, but
a
your
lot.
gameplay does get limited behind the idea of not having people to go run with. Like
Yes.
me and Webb's groups that we used to run with, some of those guys don't even play Destiny anymore, and there's
Mhm.
me and Webb that we're still playing, but that no new no new raid group, you know, no new like
Yeah, I did run with. I told you I did run with Maximus Prime.
yeah.
Did you guys do the late what is it? Deepstone Crypt?
Yes.
I did it too, and I actually enjoyed it. It was cool.
Yeah, my first run through, I was just an ad slayer.
Yeah, pretty much.
I did very little mechanics besides maybe grab a ball here and slam it into the fucking dunk machine. You know,
The dunk machine.
yeah, the dunk machine. Yeah. You got to hit the dunk it in there. But basically, I was like ad killer and protector of whoever needed to be fucking running with a ball somewhere, shit like that. So I could learn all, so I could listen to hear everybody's call outs because yeah, I've run so many raids and you get in a raid with people and you're like, all right, second platform. No, we call that beta. Okay.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed people have like these
Yeah.
names for everything, and I'm just like, okay. Can I just shoot things?
So
Yeah, preferably these things over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot these things over here. Is that a problem with
How about
anybody?
the ones over here?
Yeah, I'll shoot these things over here when they come out. Is that a problem with anybody?
Yeah.
Are those things your things? Is that your special bush? Huh?
Well, I did. There was a group that was kind enough to invite me to do the one that everyone really hates. What is it? It's Garden of Salvation, which
Yeah.
is
Yep.
just like
I never ran.
crazy mechanics, and there's like a portion where there are moats. There's like a gambit-ish portion, and I kept running. Like I was on the team that was shooting the thing that opens.
I know exactly what you're talking about because the part I hated the most is with all the fucking oracles.
Yeah, exactly. The
Part
part where you have to
most.
shoot the thing that opens,
Yeah.
but if you have the buff, you can see the eye that it's gonna shoot you with, and you have to shoot that eye.
Yep.
And I kept accidentally picking up the moats. I kept getting yelled at, like you picked up my moats, and I was like, oh, I'm
But they're
so
moats. I can't
sorry.
help it.
Yeah.
Right? Like if
That-
you play Gambit, moats are life. You have to pick up the
that's-
moats.
That's when you just turn on the emote and stand there and dance. Sorry.
My bad.
Yeah.
Didn't know it was that serious.
Yeah, and it can get pretty intense with these raid groups, and Yeah, it's like it's a little more than I need for most of my gameplay time, I think.
Yo,
Yeah.
firm believer. That's why I run around in Valheim. What are these other two games you were talking about? Because you said plus Destiny, and then we just got stuck on Destiny
We
forever.
got stuck on Destiny. Okay, so there's two games that I really am into right now. There's Haven, which is like an RPG, but it's like this couple. They're like on a planet and they left their planet because they wanted to be together. So it's like a romance RPG. I've never seen anything like that before.
Okay.
Uh very cool.
It's on Steam, right?
Yep.
It currently it's on Game Pass, I believe.
Yeah. Right now, it's being listed as PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and PlayStation 5.
Okay.
As
Yeah,
well as there is a Haven on Steam.
Yeah, that's where I saw it first. Was on Steam.
Yeah, it's just the whole idea is just so sweet. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen an RPG that is just these two characters and it's just about them navigating this decision they made. I find it fascinating.
It
And
sounds like it's got a good story-driven plot
yeah,
behind it.
and it's fairly short. I expect to finish it like this week.
Yeah.
But and then I don't know why, but I randomly decided to download this mobile game called Mini Motorways.
Okay.
I'm grabbing a beer.
And it it's basically you build roads.
Yeah.
And the annoying thing is there's no winning. You know? Like it's one of those things where you just play until you lose. And it's kind of messing me up emotionally.
Oh yeah.
Where I want to build the most fabulous city with the most like efficient roads, but I end up creating traffic jams.
Yep.
And
Welcome to the problem of every civil engineer in every city across America that gets hit with massive influxes of people.
what the heck?
Like, welcome to LA's problem. Welcome to
Don't mention LA. Please.
now Austin, Texas' problem because they've got an influx of people that was way beyond what they were probably prepared for. So they're going to have,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
major issues over the next couple of years, probably.
Mhm. Yeah.
Not aside from the fact that, like, they're all snowed in right now.
In Texas.
Yeah,
right?
bud. In Austin and Dallas, Texas.
Like who knew?
Just been,
The fucking weather. What up, Louis? The fucking weather all over the place. I mean, you got an ice storm down there that I saw our friends couldn't like get up and down the road from all the trees that fell.
Yeah, well, you got to remember.
How
You got to remember though. These are two very
you know what the
different
problem is,
scenarios.
though, with them?
Two very different scenarios. Like
Oh no, I know that. Yeah,
in
you got
where I was, yes, massive amounts of ice. Like it was like, oh man, look at that. But damage with inside the city, I think, was pretty limited. But when you look at a little further out, edge of town towards rural, even more so out there, you know, and they're out there a little bit in the town they're in. So, yeah, the tremendous amount of damage that took place around the city was crazy. Like
Yeah.
it brought down trees, power lines, all kinds of stuff all
Well,
over the place. Like I saw what happened to them out there, and I was like, man, I was like in just another.
Is that where they are, they can't handle this stuff like like we can. We're more prone to this than say they are in Texas and parts of California and whatnot. If they get
Yeah, but these are my friends.
they're in a
These are my friends
panic.
here in North Carolina. That it was just an unfortunate situation out in the middle of the sticks.
Oh.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but
Right.
yeah, the Texas people. That's hilarious. the memes just coming off of Texas and snow are just out the window right now anyway. There, because everybody knows a place that has no experience with snow is going to have a problem if they ever get snow. I mean,
Sure, they
it's
don't.
one of those
Yeah.
things. They have no prep. It's not part of their city budget to have like salt trucks sitting around.
Yeah,
You
no
know, there's
salt.
all these things that don't
Oh my
take
God, we
place
got
there,
snow.
so
What
they
do I
don't have a
do?
budget for it. And then all of a sudden it happens, and they're like, it's almost to the level of natural disaster.
Yes.
Yeah. We've seen that, and
But
then you
it
get
isn't.
And aren't there
no.
a couple towns that have called for emergency assistance?
Yes. Yeah. You get fucking 50 inches of snow in a place that's not supposed to snow, and it's happened.
Yeah.
Not
That's
50
insane.
Well, how much snow do they get?
I don't. They got enough to fucking have a massive crash.
Yeah, they got enough that it's stuck. Anything that stuck was going to be something weird for them. They've probably seen snow maybe
but-
fall before, but it's never hit the ground and
Yeah.
stayed there.
Yeah, I think once.
But what they get, like 2 inches, 3 inches?
It
don't
looked
know.
from some of the
Little
pictures
close.
in some of the areas. It looked like somewhere between 2 to 4 inches in some places.
Well, for us, it's kind of like borderline. So,
It's so fucking cold
we
here.
have our tough times up. But
Yeah, but see, you're also looking at that from a very well prepared, always prepared
right,
situation. So
right. that's what I'm
imagine
saying.
if you didn't have a salt truck in your town.
Right.
Then you'd
Right,
be
like-
up
They're probably saying,
Shit's
"Where's the
Creek, way up it, with no
Yeah.
paddles. Actually, probably without a boat. You'd just
No
be
boat
standing
either,
on the
no boat.
side of the bank, just going, "Sure wish I could go down there."
So wait, they only got 2
Well,
inches?
it's
That's
a-
all
yeah,
they got?
Right. Like,
That's all
I
we got.
understand the wanting to go, well, y'all are a bunch of da-da-da-da-does. But it's a level of readiness that we just went through with, like, coronavirus.
don't
Nobody
got.
was ready for coronavirus, and look what it did to the whole
No.
planet. Everybody freaked the fuck out.
Right.
So
Right.
here you go, Texas has
Well,
no
yeah,
snow package in preparation of any town, I'm sure, throughout the entire state.
Yeah, I'm looking at video now. It looks like it's a good 3 inches of snow, maybe
That's
more.
why I said
Big
from a lot of the
lump.
pictures I saw, it looked like in some areas you could probably make an argument for maybe 4 inches of snow, maybe
Yeah,
like
but
2
hey,
to
the ice
4.
too.
Well, yeah, it was,
Right?
and then they got hit by. It was a double down on winter storms too. They got hit by like
Yeah.
2 back to back, and that's what caused the real chaos for them.
So they got 4 million plus people without power.
Oh my god.
Because of the power outage, hundreds of thousands of people in certain towns being told to boil their water.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm watching
Yeah.
video right
yeah.
now.
When
and
your
there's-
infrastructure doesn't have to prepare for the type of events that could be caused by snow or winter weather, like when you look at your town, well, hold on. When you look at towns that have like telephone poles that are just pine telephone poles, and I'm sure you see them all over the place. You know what they look like. You know, they're just regular old telephone poles. And then you got some places that have metal street poles. And then you've got places like the coastal places that have these giant concrete reinforced tower telephone and wiring transfer poles. Like their stuff is way fortified because they're at the coastline. There's no point
Right.
for a little podunk town
Right.
in the middle of the country to have these things because they're not going to have to face the amount of coastal weather and winds and stuff like that. So it tends to be 2 inches to an area that I'm sure probably had zero readiness
Yeah, they had
in
no
place.
preparedness.
Yeah,
at
there's
all.
there's probably not a scraper within miles of that place.
Well, the other problem is,
Right.
it got so goddamn cold in Texas that the power plants were automatically shutting down.
Yeah, I heard they were having rolling blackouts because of some of the problems that they've been dealing with. That some of the transformers can't even handle the temperature problems,
Well,
and
yeah.
that's another thing though. They don't have
It's
to prepare for it.
Texas,
You
right,
think about
cool them.
you think about a car that you buy,
Right.
and you don't buy a car in, say, Well, just say Texas. You don't buy a car in Texas and take it to New York.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have the same undercoating on it. It doesn't have all the same treatments to the paints and stuff like that. That you see cars take more damage that transfer locations like cross country and end up in a completely different type of structure to what they would be
Yeah.
used to because certain places need certain preparation and you see it in everything that has to go there, like everything that has to be there, like computer companies have extreme bills to put farm like bank farms in locations that aren't like climate hospitable to their equipment, so they've got to deal with that type of stuff like temperature and all the weather affects so much crap. In ask Elon what moving from California to Texas has done for Starship. Got that landing problem right now though. I wish he'd get that shit figured out. I like watching that big thing do that belly flop and then stand back up.
Is anybody watching Thursday afternoon the Mars rover landing?
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
will be.
Or are you going to be tied into the congressional hearings with all of the bankers, which happens at the same time?
That'll be on the
No,
laptop.
thank you.
Webb's like, I will be both places.
Did I?
Yeah, you can watch both if you want.
Yeah, no problem there. Anybody look up and see how much snow Texas actually got? Because it's I'm reading here it's a record most snow they've ever gotten. And there's
yeah, but is there a number on that record? Because it could be 2 inches as the record.
Yeah, but they're talking about another storm that's going to roll in with 3 to 5 more inches. I'm trying to. I mean, the biggest problem with Texas is the fucking temperature fell to 4 degrees.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. Like it snowed and then it got down to like 8 degrees.
4. It hit 4 fucking degrees in Tech. 4. I mean, Texas is what? What's the year-round average? 80. 70.
Yeah.
I mean, the state covers a lot of area, but it doesn't cover the same geographical type of variant like California does. So you see, like Northern California has a very dramatic difference in weather than Southern California. That's why Northern California wanted to secede because Southern California with LA and San Diego and all them kept taking all the water from Northern California. Just on their own would just take it. And so they were like, fuck you, we don't want to give you this shit anymore. That was a big problem that they were having because the reservoirs that were being used to pipe the city. But Texas, you'd figure northern Texas at most maybe gets down to the 30s occasionally at nighttime in the desert, next to like Arizona and Oklahoma and shit like that. Like maybe.
This can't be an all-time high because I'm reading here, and I think it was 1929. I'm not sure because all I have is a one-liner and then a link to an article that says December 1929 snowstorm. Hillsborough, 26 inches of snowfall fell, certified as all-time 24-hour snowfall record for the state of Texas.
Wow.
Yeah, but where is that town though? That's like way northern Texas.
No clue.
Yeah, because they're they've got a bit of terrain. Like I'm sure they got like mountains somewhere up in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But and I'm sure on top of those mountains there's snowfall. So if this is the town on the mountain that got 26 inches in 24 hours, maybe they've had 26 inches of snow over a week before, but never in a day. Like it could be that type of situation. But we're talking about that's what stresses the fact that this is Dallas and San Antonio. We're talking. These are not the places that ever see the snow.
Nope.
Like to classify Texas as a whole, like the numbers are going to be very misconstrued because there's some areas that are probably had some wild shit go on. But when we talk about the normalcy of what is a Dallas, Fort Worth, and San Antonio, and like Austin, these are definitely known as warmer areas, more consistently warmer areas.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the main issue is not even the snow. Like
It was the deep freeze.
it's the deep right, exactly, and the
Yeah,
fact that they just
very
are
useful.
not prepared for it.
Yeah,
And they're losing.
the equipment's
Yeah.
not made for it. It's, there's something to say for what
Oh.
the equipment that goes to the Antarctica and the equipment that goes to like
Yeah.
the
Milwaukee.
Caribbean.
Yeah. 8 inches of snow across Texas.
Wow.
8 inches. 3 dead have been reported due to that. Stay-at-home advisory. Blah 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 blah. I'm sure there's more. This is an older article, so I'm sure.
Oh, there is. There is.
Weird that they had to put a stay-at-home order in place, considering the fact that they didn't have one anymore.
Yeah,
That
right.
is so crazy to me. That is like God himself. It's like, no, actually, you need to stay home. Like,
It's like, y'all getting a little too careless out here in Texas. Can we
yeah.
just stop?
like,
Look,
we need
is this
Yeah.
not motivating enough for you to understand? Stay home. Snow, Central Texas.
No.
There you go. Call it a sign.
Yeah.
Oh, like everybody pays attention to the signs.
It's like he's gonna have to come down himself and just be like, "Did you not see the snow?
Yeah.
Did you not understand what I was trying to say?"
Dallas Fort Worth was under a wind chill warning through noon of today. It's the first warning of its kind in northern Texas.
Yeah, I have
Oh
no
my
doubt.
God.
Poor
Yeah, they're
people.
talking
Yeah.
about frostbite. They're talking about frostbite. Don't go out. You're going to get frost. It's 14 degrees there.
I
Tuesday-
mean,
This is bad here.
all right. But I've been, all right, okay, all right. I'm going to stop. Because in my brain, I'm like, I don't know. I've been outside and it's been 14 degrees. I didn't get no frostbite because I had gloves. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so like people in Texas own those.
They don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, people in Texas own gloves. Yeah, that's a
You know-
natural thing, and a heavy coat too, probably. Yeah,
They do.
They don't-
maybe a
That's
pair
what
of like
Amazon's
snow boots.
for.
They're not walking around in slick bottom leather cowboy boots either. No, not at all.
They do have gloves though. They got them cowboy gloves.
They've
you know,
got leather thin,
Yeah, leather.
like fence post gloves.
But it's not like you can go to your local fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, you can't even go to the store and buy winter gloves, I'm sure, because like Walmart's like, what are those in Central Texas? What do you need winter gloves for? Why would we carry that shit here? You don't get snow. Oh, wait.
Wait, we just got 8 inches and 5 more. Oh, great.
Oh, Lord.
When you look at
yeah.
the extremity of like how bad of a situation that actually is for a place like that too, because it's like there's no preparedness in place at all for just a little bit of snow, as we would refer to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For us, yes. For them,
It's
no.
snowing here, so.
Yeah, like just a little bit of snow. And they're
Brady cats.
Well,
it's justified
Abilene?
when you look at it.
Abilene, Texas got 14.8 inches.
Woo!
Wow. I know that area.
The previous record was 1995 with 9.3 inches.
Seems to be a place that does get some snow though.
Yeah, it's got to be up
Yeah.
higher,
It's got to be northern Texas up there in the chimney, we'll call it.
Yeah. Right now,
Handle.
temperatures in Abilene and San Angelo are currently lower than the temperatures in Anchorage, Alaska.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday. That shit was funny as
Whoa.
hell. I was like, what? They were like, yeah, right now Texas is colder than Alaska. I'm like, it's the day after tomorrow.
Right? I mean,
Part 2.
I'm glad you brought it up because that was the title of the show tonight. It's like, what's up with this weather, man? Like, what the fuck? It's a total WTF moment with this weather. I mean, this afternoon it was like 40 degrees and everything's melting, and now you go outside, it's like 12. It's 12.
I mean, we're
30.
decent here. It's 35 here right now, currently.
I went to start my car the other day. It was like, it's like, oh, okay. Did sound happy.
it's 30 something here. 37?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It is.
Is that what you?
37.
That's what you got
Is
where
it?
you're at.
Yeah, it is. 37.
Okay.
It's gonna drop a little bit though. It's gonna go down to like 25 tomorrow.
That's all we need.
36
And we
degrees.
got more crap coming Thursday and Friday.
Oh yeah, it's
Another
gonna
6
snow.
inches.
Yeah, well, you gotta love that.
That's
It's
okay.
so funny. Everyone's like, oh, more snow. Meanwhile, like every other year for like the past 3, we're like, I really would like some snow. It's winter. I want snow.
Yeah, I
And now
have,
we
I
have
have,
snow,
I
and
have
everyone's
on
like,
this
"Oh,
show.
fucking
Christ."
I have on this show heard. Yeah, it's been a while since we've actually gotten any real snow.
Yeah. I don't mind the snow. I don't.
I don't mind it
Oh,
either.
you should
I
have
think
heard
it's
your
kind
voice
of
before.
fun.
You're like, yeah,
It's the wind,
fucking
bro.
great.
It's the 15-mile-an-hour wind outside. I mean, it's fucking 20 degrees with the wind chill. It's cold. It gets under your gloves.
Mm.
I don't. 33 degrees. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, you bundle up. You put your ski pants on, your ski jacket, hat, and gloves, scarf maybe, and you're good. But when this fucking wind whips across your face at 15 miles an hour,
Hey, you know what? I actually appreciate the fact that I'm just wearing a mask de facto these days. So like it doesn't get all up in my face, you know? Like I'm already wearing a mask, plus I'm either wearing a hood or a hat or something.
I'm done with the mask thing. I'm getting mask knee.
We say
Right.
it going in and out of UPS all the time about how convenient it is to have masks. Like we're probably people who after this is over are gonna wear scarves in the winter now. If we don't always have to wear a mask from now on because it's so convenient to have your face covered in this weather. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
oh, this is so nice.
It is
Yeah.
so convenient.
You're-
It's like, all right, it's not getting you're not breathing in that cold air, it's actually
Right.
not the worst thing right now because, it's peak flu season,
Flu.
you know.
What flu? What flu?
Well, that's what I mean. Actually, we haven't really had you remember, early in October, people were gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be like a twin-demic, where we're gonna have COVID plus the flu. People are actually not getting the flu this year.
No, because SARS 19, whatever the fuck this thing is
Has
just-
replaced it.
Yeah, it is the flu now. We're gonna have to deal with this for the rest of our lives too.
Hopefully
That's
not.
right.
No, hope now that's the way it's gonna work. It's already spawned itself way too many times for us to keep up with it.
Spawned itself. What do you think about the idea
Why did my
of
camera go out?
I don't know. You're still here. You're still here. Yay!
We're out of here.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
that we are, and now I'm actually back on stream again.
Oh, hey, good.
Yeah, it did the same thing it did last week. We're
Oh,
I guess in
where it
this
didn't
last
show
10
you?
minutes, it shut off the camera to the stream, but it was live in Skype, so I had to shut off the camera in Skype. I don't know what that is. That is a
Skype sucks.
weird one.
That is weird.
But yeah, on that note,
On that note, we did not have a twindemic. Most people are not getting the flu. All we have to deal with is this current pandemic
and the end of the show.
and the end of the show.
I have an outro here, but I'm gonna give this a shot and see what happens. 8-Bit Bros, Tuesday, we out.
Okay. Good night.
No way.
Peace out.